Op art is short for optical art, which is the art form of creating optical illusions using color, patterns, and shapes. This op art drawing tutorial is going to be all about shading and blending with colored pencil, focusing on a color scheme using complementary colors. You can simplify this color scheme if you would like. You can use just a pencil if that's all you have, but I'll be showing you how to focus on a vibrant complementary color scheme using shading and blending to create an optical illusion that's going to have your brain spinning. If you love learning about art, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an art tutorial. To start with this optical illusion drawing, draw a curvy line across the center of your paper. Then add several dots, spread out pretty evenly across this line. I end up with 7. You might have a little bit more or a little bit less, but you don't want your design too crowded because the next step is to add a series of curved lines that extend from the top of each of these dots. Basically a bunch of frowny faces, rainbows, or this also kind of looks like a caterpillar. So this is going to be the starting point of the optical illusion. So now you repeat your steps and you're going to draw more of these rainbow or frowny face lines until you run out of space. I think it's easier to do like 3 or 4 at a time. That way you can control the size of each of the individual waves. So you can see I'm drawing this like scalloped shape, rainbow shape, frowny face line about 3 or 4 times per section. And you can see some of them are going to be fatter, some of them are going to be skinnier, and they really compete for space. That's your optical illusion, is they're going to look like they're like folds of fabric or, I don't know, worms even, or caterpillars that are kind of going in and out with some thin areas and some fatter areas. You can always make your lines more spread out or closer together. Just keep in mind you have to shade each one, so the more you draw, the more work you're creating. So this one's huge and it kind of crowds out the one off the page. And that's the fun part, is deciding, okay, which one do you want to really spread out and be thick and which one do you want to be thinner? You will repeat these steps until you go off your page and there's no white space left. Now this is just half of the optical illusion. Flip your paper over and repeat with the same curved lines on the other side. And this is going to truly make it look three-dimensional because the contour or the roundness of the shape is going to make it look like it's going deep into space and make it that 3D optical illusion effect. So repeat your steps here until you've filled your page. You don't have to turn your paper, but in my brain it just works easier. And you can see with this one, I just went ahead and went off the page and it's super crowded and took over your space, which is fine. The whole point is that you want this to look like waves of fabric kind of going in and out of each other. So it's totally fine if some are bigger than others. It's really up to your personal style. Now that you have your lines organized, it's time to take things up a notch and add shading and blending with color. You could keep this really simple and just do like 1 or 2 colors or black and white, but I'm going to practice a little bit of color theory here and do blending and shading. It doesn't matter what color you start with, but to shade, press down as hard as you can on the edges of the shape and gradually release pressure, leaving a white spot in the middle. Blending is where you add 1 or more colors to your first color to give it more depth. So I'm using all the greens in my basic Crayola 12 pack of colors and I'm overlapping it with yellow to really give it a nice yellow-green effect. So this is a combination of shading and blending, and it's going to make your optical illusion just really look three-dimensional. Because I'm choosing a complex color scheme, which we'll talk about in a minute, I'm going to do every other color with a neutral black and gray shaded area. So you can see I'm doing the exact same technique here, and you can even do this with a pencil. And the black is going to create unity within all of my patterns since I'm going to be using a lot of different colors. So you can see darkest on the edges, follow the curve of the line to blend medium gray, light gray, and white in the middle. Speaking of unity, harmony, and togetherness, I'm adding green to this so it really looks like it's a part of the same pattern. Op art is really fun because it's an optical illusion. And so you're creating these areas that look 3D and that look like it's like wavy lines when it's just a flat piece of paper. I love teaching op art because of the repetition. So it's such a great way to practice shading and blending because you have similar shapes that you're doing over and over and over again. So you really get the hang of the skills that you're learning. Let's speed things up a little bit since I'm going to be doing this a lot. My artwork today is based on complementary colors. So my color scheme will be based on colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel or across each other on the color wheel because they're exact opposites. So if you use them in their full vibrancy, full saturation, they create extreme contrast because of how different they are. Yes, green and red are traditional Christmas colors, so that's a good way to remember it. And also I'm going to be doing blue and orange and purple and yellow. So I'm going to put my complementary colors side by side, and for this one I'm doing the same technique I did with my green, except I'm using red, a little bit of orange, and I want to darken the edges, so I'm going to go back with my black. Because I don't want my artwork to be too bonkers and crazy, I am going to repeat that same base color black on every single pattern, so there's a little bit of unity in my color scheme. You can see I'm adding a flash of red in this section too, very similar to what I did with the green. So it basically looks like a bright, vibrant red next to a darker, more maroon or burgundy red. And I am putting a little bit of white in the middle, but I do abandon that part of the way through because there's a lot of spaces that I need to fill in. So I'm going to speed things up again because this is a repeat of the shading and blending I've done before, this time using a different color scheme. You can see how 3D this already looks, and for some reason I keep thinking snakes or worms or caterpillars. Maybe it's the stripes or the color I'm using, and I'm kind of grossed out thinking of like, I don't know, a barrel of snakes or something gross. I think when I add different colors, it's going to have a different effect. So my brain, sometimes I stop before I'm finished with the section and move on to something else. So I'm trying to force myself to finish the green section and the red section before moving on. Because my complementary color scheme is using high contrast, very different, vibrant colors, I'm going to put a neutral black and gray section in between my complementary color pairs. Okay, so green and red are one set. And so on this side, I'm going to shade exactly the black I did before, and then I'm using the light blue to give the illusion of like a lighter gray. It does look pretty blue, but the whole point is that you have kind of like a black and white section that's going to be an area of rest or a neutral area as I continue with my complementary color pattern. Maybe I'm losing it, but I keep seeing eyes. Does that not look like an eye, right? And then when I was doing the red and the green, it looked like a dragon or lizard eye. Anyway, so I'm just going to create a neutral area using the same techniques, but a little bit more limited with my color. Wow, look how fast I'm working. I'm going to repeat the same on the other side, but this time I'm going to use a violet to create those quote unquote white or light gray areas because I know I'm doing purple or violet and yellow on this side. So it's an area that's neutral, but it still ties the color scheme together. All right, now that I have this nice break, I have my two pairs on either side. So I'm going to do my yellow section first, and I'm gonna start by applying a really hard line of yellow. Now here's the teacher fail. I thought I was recording all of this, and I wasn't. So you can see I have yellow, but I also used a little bit of orange on the edges, and you really wanna press down hard to get the yellow to stand out. Yellow is my favorite color, it's so beautiful. But with shading, it's the lightest color we have here in the pack of Crayola colored pencils. And so you're gonna have to really press down to get a range of dark, medium, light values, and don't forget white in the middle. All right, you know the drill. Let's speed this along and go into warp speed. The opposite or complement to yellow is purple or violet. So I'm mapping out where I'm going to put my purple. That way there's kind of like a checkerboard vibe going on here. And so over here, I'm going to do the same exact shading with purple. And I'm going to put a little bit of blue at the end just to darken it up a little bit. So violet or purple is made out of red and blue. It can be more of a warm color or more of a cool color depending on, you know, what direction you want to take it. I will say I'm doing complementary colors just as a way to connect to the color wheel and color theory, but you could do this with every other warm or cool colors. You could do rainbow order, or you could do this literally all in pencil and throw color out the window altogether. So this is such a great optical illusion to practice shading and blending. You can use color or not. You can really go as deep into color theory as you or whoever's setting your goals for you would like to go. Our final complementary pair is orange and blue. And since I use blue in my neutral kind of gray color scheme section here, I'm gonna do orange right next to it. And I think that's gonna make a really nice warm and cool contrast. This optical illusion is working because I'm having a hard time looking at it and figuring out, okay, which section needs to be black and which section needs to be orange. So I'm trying to map it out just a little bit. That way I don't put it in the right or the wrong order, because I do want that checkerboard effect. So orange is such a fun color to blend with because you can use yellow to create lighter values and you can use red to create a richer, more red orange. Look how gorgeous that is. Orange is one of my favorite colors to blend with because you just have so many options. So for this one, I'm using red to create that really nice dark area, which of course I'll overlap with orange, and I'm going to put yellow in the middle to bring everything together. All right, let's move things on a little bit. I'm going to continue this pattern and I'm going back to my old faithful black in between each one to give my really vibrant color scheme a little bit of unity and areas of rest. I will say this is one of the more complicated optical illusions, and if you really put this amount of effort with your shading and blending, it's going to look amazing. Does it take a lot of effort and concentration? Yes, but it pays off. So finally, we're on our last section, and luckily it's half off the page. And so this is going to be blue. In my 12 pack of colored pencils, I'm using the dark blue and the light blue to give it a little bit of a range. And as you've seen me do so many times before with my other sections, I'm creating that same shaded area. This time I'm going right off the page. So I'm leaving some areas white in the middle if it shows. Some goes right up to the edge, and then you might just see part of the white depending on how fat the section is. Home stretch. I can feel that finish line approaching. So here it is, my optical illusion. I'm going to go back and darken certain areas and just look for ways I can improve my craftsmanship, which is the time, care, and attention to detail to my work of art. I feel like this is one of the most 3D drawings I've ever done. I mean, it really looks like wavy lines. This was a lot of effort as far as shading and blending, but if you're looking to improve those skills, this is the artwork to do it. Thanks so much for sticking around and making art with me. And if you're interested in more op art or optical illusion drawings, check these out.